Hi, this is Dylan, and I'm making an update about MK Ultra, gender transition, and just how I'm doing right now. A few days ago, Friday I think it was, my system broke down under the stress of being surrounded by people who have accessed us, and got on a bus to go to a town in the southern part of the state where we have been living. We've been up north for a long time, and as soon as we got into the area while we were still on the bus, we flashed on the thought of our father, who I know has had his hands in the LA area for a long time himself. And we felt the whole area turn and look at us. It was one of the more powerful experiences I have ever had. It made me feel like he is still active here more than I realized, although some of it could be remnants from his past exploits, perhaps during the old school COINTELPRO days. Anyways, we went to a smaller town not too far from that area, and we still felt his presence very strongly. And finally there was a moment where it was as if he was speaking inside of us. And of course some people would say we're crazy, but anyone who's had a narcissistic parent, and not to compare traumas, but I would go ahead and say especially one who's involved in organized crime in the kind of way my father has been. Anyone who's had this experience might know that one can feel their presence sometimes, and what might normally seem to be an internalized voice from past abuse can sometimes really truly feel like a present moment interaction. So I felt him, and I saw an image of him inside of my mind, him being older, and in his voice the words, "Of all the things you've done, this might be the dumbest thing you've ever done, Katie," or some shit like that. And it was just so him and so vivid, and I felt his presence just bearing down on me. And a series of things happened. Someone who I believe was sent to target us tried to get us to go somewhere, and I think accessed some reporting programming before we managed to break away. And then, in a manner that was very symbolic, despite my system's most gentle, parental, and caring attempts to stop it, an alter in our system took our hormones and threw them in the trash. And I'm sure the Christians who watch this are cheering, yay, the good little slave girl is going to return to daddy and everything's going to be great. Anyways, we then ended up going to a hospital. Next step in program activating in the face of father terrorizing. And now we are heading back to where we were before. So I know a lot of this information might seem like I am opening myself up to being more unsafe, but I'm just going to go ahead and say that at this point, as I'm honestly not sure how much longer I have to live given what I have sensed from my father, and the fact that we might not be able to access our HRT for some time because of our insurance's potential response to us being hospitalized. However, we're going to keep trying, and I just think that our fucking life trauma aside, now might be a good time for us all to reflect on the horrors of MKUltra and both the CIA's and the FBI's exploits in the Los Angeles area for the past several decades. Because it's not over. With COVID happening, it couldn't be more clear that it's not over. And what I have sensed in the last few days, even just regarding my own father, it is not over.